All right. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We have a tasty topic for you today, so make sure you share, because the phone lines will be up. We will be discussing today the value behind the marriage certificate. Some are saying that it's just a piece of paper. Hey, what's your opinion? Also, make sure that you tune in next Friday to the Grown Men Talking Incorporated because they be coming back with the topic of sizing up to a man's structure. Hey, you want to know what that's going to involve? Make sure you set that notification. Also, the Queens will be back to your screen with Two Can Play This Game. If you enjoyed the topic from yesterday, we're doing a spinoff with the ladies giving their opinion and their own stand in what they think about the topic. So make sure you tune in. Also, make sure that you share because, hey, we got the Powerful Poet Awards going on, the Context 2025. If you're a poet and you know it, or you know a poet, hey, send your video over to Dwight Robinson or myself, and we could get it over to the judges. You never know. You might be 2025 Powerful Poet. Now, to get started, we're going to go ahead and bring in our host of the show, Dwight Robinson.
Hello, everybody. What's up?
Assistant host, Tanise.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing out there? That was it.
And our assistant co-host, Mr. Breton.
What's happening? Glad to be back.
Yes, we're glad to have you back. And standing in for Keisha is Miss Nura.
Good evening. How everybody doing? Happy Saturday.
Hey.
Thank you. Well, I really appreciate everybody coming in today on a Saturday. We're going to discuss this matter because, as you know, we do hear a lot of people say, oh, it's just a piece of paper. Now, going over to Dwight to speak on it first, what is your opinion about the concept of marriage?
Well, Spice, I'm going to say this. Marriage is a beautiful thing. It is. But me personally, that paper is just what it is. It's just a piece of paper. It's not going to stop you from doing anything. It's not going to make your marriage better or anything. Make it sweet and short. Back in the days, people didn't even have a piece of paper. They jumped a broom or whatever. They just knew they was married. This was just done, when, the United States or whatever, whoever did this thing, just put that in law so they can make more money for people to get married. Who gonna pay money to get married? It doesn't make no sense getting a license, this and that. So that's why I say it's just a piece of paper. That's all it is. But we're going to get into more of that. So that's what I have to say right now.
And we respect everyone's opinion. So we're going to go over to Tanise, and you tell us what is your opinion about it.
I personally don't think it's just a piece of paper. I think it's a commitment on that piece of paper. And if you value certain things, you should value your marriage, even if it's a piece of paper. That piece of paper tells that you're married, you're a couple, and it also protects you. So I think it's not just a piece of paper.
Yes. And as we welcome him back, Mr. Britton,
woo-hoo!
Bring us our wisdom.
Woo!
What is your feeling on marriage?
Wow. So, I got to go back to the blueprint. And before they had marriage license, and all that, like the White was talking about, jumping the broom. Well, it's something that precedes that. And it's called God's word. He gave the blueprint about marriage and how to look at marriage and what establishes you and your mate as a married couple. And he also gave us the blueprint of how we're supposed to treat each other and interact in that marriage. So if you, number one, if you can't do that, then the paper ain't worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, the spirit of it though, that's what the paper represents. For me, it's the spirit of that union. It's saying, it's saying, here it is. We stood up under God and we signed this declaration of our faith with each other. But for the most part, even absent of that paper, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got it the way God gave it to us, because you remember he said, what establishes a marriage between a man and a woman is when a man goes into a woman. So let's not get it twisted. That's why we got to be careful of what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. And Miss Nura.
So wise. He's so wise. Behind the veil. Behind the veil. For me, I have so many mixed feelings about the paper. It's a symbol. It's a symbol like a ring is a symbol, like the white dress is a symbol. And we get so caught up into the symbols that we lose sight of the marriage part, the working
Mhm.
on it part, the part where when the wedding's over, here comes the real work, staying together. So to me, yeah, I'm leaning more towards it's a piece of paper that the government uses to
Mhm.
establish some type of, it's like a shackle they use so that I
Now
don't,
you on the right path. Go ahead. Hmm.
but it's a piece of paper. As long as those individuals can establish a marriage under God and are serious and are committed and can find a way to leave whatever it is that they have to their loved one, because it's important to me that when I marry my soulmate, whatever I've left on this earth, that it takes care of him while I'm not here to take care of him. So if
Mm.
we can get that established and not have the paper, they have common law, they have other ways around it. I think the married couple ought to agree on how they feel about that symbol and the legal aspects of it. But to me, yeah, it's a symbol.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I have to agree. I agree more so weighing towards Mr. Britton, because my thing is that even though they say it's a piece of paper, what that piece of paper, it actually just like an official seal that is bonding that marriage together. Because you have to look at being married, there's a lot of things that you can and cannot do. Not being married, there's things that you just can't do that a married person can do.
Mm-hmm.
And you saying, okay, that's just something by the government. Okay, then what does God signify us when he says no sex before marriage?
No, no, no. I'm saying, yeah, you can still be married without that paper. You don't need
Yes,
that
Mhm.
paper to be married under God. They
yes.
Man brought that in the picture. That's not in the Bible
Mhm.
nowhere.
That's
A
not in the
marriage
Bible.
certificate.
Yeah, but see, even by word, how can they trust the word that you're actually married?
But you
It's
also
the
gotta remember,
minister
y'all said it's
authority
not.
over you.
But
It
you're
gives you
saying,
that.
it's not in the Bible. But the God did say, "You follow my law as well as the land of the law too." So
Child, the
that's
law,
not true.
the land law
You have
said
to
we were
follow the.
slaves. That wasn't right
No,
either.
no, no. This is before. This is beyond slavery and all that stuff you're talking about. This is about man following the law.
Well,
And
the thing
we're
is,
supposed to. Let me finish. We're supposed to follow God's law as well as man law, as long as the law follows with Him. That is not true. That is not in the Bible. It is in there.
The paper.
Spicy. Let me say this. Now, I agree with Nora on this because we come from different backgrounds. People are different. In Africa, where our ancestors basically come from,
Mhm.
they didn't have no piece of paper. Now, the European, the people from Europe and all that stuff, British and all of them, they the one that came up with that piece of paper. Well, the United States, they the one that came up with that piece of paper. Like I said, it's not in the Bible. If you can show me the scripture in the Bible where it says you got to have a piece of paper to be married, then I'll be happy to change my tune and everything. Now, like I
Okay,
said,
so
marriage is two.
what signifies, or what proof do you have that you to signify that you are married, Jen, just by word of mouth? Because see, that's
Okay,
just saying that you could walk away at
but
any
in the
time.
Bible, the God says a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. So that's it right there. When a
Like
man
Mr.
finds a
Britton said, the veil, the veil, the veil.
exactly, when you find a wife, you find a good thing. When you marry that person and you become as one, it's not two no more. You become as one. That's the contract right there. When you become as one. The paper don't do it. The paper
Okay,
just
so I could just walk in your home, live there for 6 months, and just say, okay, we married.
You can
Well, I'm
live
saying,
as married. Sorry.
what I'm saying is we can go to church. Look, when I first got married, we didn't have no piece of paper. My Aunt Bella, when I got married to my wife back then when I was 21, there was no paper. We got there and said our vows. If there was in the Bible. Then later we got that paper because even they said that paper don't mean nothing. That don't mean squat. That's something the government used to. I mean, why you going to show me the Bible? God said you got to pay to get married. You got to pay
Okay,
a
you
license.
said you didn't have a
I ain't
piece of
saying that.
paper,
I didn't
but
say that at all.
you said later on you got the. So why did you go back later on to get the paper if it's just a piece of paper?
Well,
Yeah, why
we
get
had
it?
no we had
Why
no
get
choice
it?
but to go back and get the piece
You
of paper.
had a choice.
No. We had to go get the piece of paper because of the law of the land. Where you got to get this piece of paper because you know you got to have that piece of paper to get this. You got to get that piece of paper to get that. When you marry and everything, and you do something as a husband or wife, you got to show that you are married. And the way to show that is with a piece of paper because of what man have done.
Can I
Man
say
made this
Okay,
piece.
so now you're proving the point that it's not just a
It's
piece of paper.
the same.
It's not just like your birth certificate. It's not just a
No.
piece of paper. It holds a certain value and it holds a certain statute in your life to signify who you are together. Because without that piece of paper, who knows who you are together? Nora?
Okay. We forget that the law does recognize common law. There's no paper there. There's a paper trail. There's living together like you're married. There's been acknowledged by other people as a married couple. So there's history there. And a lot of people have that without the paper. They have the commitment, they have the love, they have the sacrifice, they have the legal binding, all of that without the paper. So that's recognized under the law.
Okay, so what proof do you have to carry in order to prove that y'all are even common law?
That you live together for a certain number of years and you have that paper trail, you have bank accounts together, you have the utilities account together, you have
Meaning
a
that those
credit history
documentations
that
carry value. They're not
say
just a piece
again.
of paper, they carry value. They
No,
represent
but
something. They
spicy.
represent your proof
Spicy.
that y'all was together.
And
I
then you
agree,
can have
but that has nothing
witnesses
to do
that
with God, though.
testify that you
Yeah.
live together as a married couple.
Look here. Okay, y'all keep saying us about the marriage license paper isn't about nothing. It don't mean nothing. It's just the idol and all that stuff. But yet you still hollering about how you need papers to establish that you're married. You need a light bill. You need a cell phone bill. You need a lease. You need some type of car payment, something to show that y'all together. So either way it goes, you're still using paper.
Point of clarification.
Oh, no.
I did not
Wait.
say it
Let me
didn't mean
finish.
anything. I didn't say that. I said it's a
No.
symbol and it
Well,
has
But see,
less
when you
value.
say
all
it's just
those
a piece of
symbols,
paper, you're
but you said
saying
a
like,
whole bunch of
It
symbols.
has less value than the other parts of the marriage, like the commitment. You know,
All of it's ain't none of it's gonna. You can go and just say we can just walk up to say people, hey, I'm married, and then 6 months later,
people do that.
and 6 months to a year, that man or that woman don't say that we ain't married.
No, it has to be a number of years. It can't just be
No,
6
I'm
months.
talking about. I'm just saying. Period. I'm not talking about the years now. I'm just talking about people can walk around and say, "Oh, I'm married." You can be married for 6 months to a year, or whatever, and then you turn around and say, "I'm not married."
Okay.
So it really doesn't. What you're saying, it doesn't even make sense. It's not going to make sense because when you have a marriage license, you showing some type of commitment with that piece of paper. It's also protection for you and him. Either way I want to put it, it means more. People take more value in other things than a simple piece of paper saying that y'all married.
But people use it as protection. Why are you going in thinking you need protection if you're committed to this person?
This is
okay,
something.
well, you know what? It's just like money. Money's just a piece of paper. Why you need that?
Yeah.
So can I say this?
Y'all going all
Oh, you
So-
did. Okay,
You
watch.
take
You
more
better go to
value
break.
than
You
a
want to see
piece of.
something?
You take more value than a dollar than your own marriage.
Can Mr. Britton get a word in?
Okay. So let me try to rope this in from my perspective because
you.
I'm listening to everybody, and let me first say that everybody got a valid point. Really, you know what I'm saying? it's about the paper represents a conditioning, how we were conditioned in this country.
That's right.
Period. Point blank. End the story.
Mm-hmm.
We were conditioned.
Mm-hmm.
And cultures like the indigenous people, when you talk about Indians, when you talk about Africans and people that come from countries where their practice was ceremonial, it was a cut of the finger or whatever it is, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. You know what I'm saying? That was their way of saying, we married, we's married. And the the people that witnessed it held you to account. You know what I'm saying? But in the United States and England, where a lot of this stuff came from,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the paper represents a contract. To be honest with you, that's all it is. It's a binding contract. It's saying that all these things that the preacher said that do you, will you, can you, through this, through that. That's a binding contract. So when your tail get up in court, you get to acting funky. And when we start talking about the other aspect, the divorce thing, it's like this where your money come in, because now we got to breach a contract. So what somebody did was they developed this paper to be able to be a negotiable instrument, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, for like death, for divorces, for all of that, for bills, yeah, well, if she die, I'm gonna get my money from dude. You know what I'm saying? So all of that is what that signifies. But let's keep this thing 100. You know, I could care less about the paper, you know what I'm saying, on the real side, because if your heart, if your
That's
commitment's not
right.
there, if you're not committed to that person, you can have a book of documents. It don't make no difference. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Many times we sign the paper one day and the marriage is over the next day because dude or her is doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to really, it's really not about the contract. It's about fulfilling the contract.
Yes.
Amen.
And
Well,
when we talk, when I speak on the piece of paper, it's because people are holding that piece of paper. Because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people that says that it's just a piece of paper is showing that they're not holding it as a valuable document. And when I
Nope.
say they're not holding it as a valuable document, is because a lot of these people, they rewritten not just relationships, not just marriage, but there's a binding concept behind being committed to each other. And when you lose that, you lose the idea, and you look at things as disvalue because you're saying, "Oh, it's just a piece of paper." No, it's like he said, it's a contract. It's a bonding contract. It's a needed contract. So in things in life, you have that proof that yes, I've been with him. So if he say, "Well, no, we want married," you at a loss.
okay,
You
Spicy. Can
take
I
it.
say this? Can I say this, Spicy? Okay, since it's a contract and it's a bond, and then everybody breaks the contract. Then the reason why I'm saying this, since we standing before witnesses and the preacher, and we signed this contract. Now, they say it's a symbol and this and that for better or for worse. So if it get worse, and what did it mean by worse? It means if your woman cheat, if the man cheat, you ain't supposed to go nowhere. Because that's you in that contract now. It says for sickness and health for better or worse. So if the man's cheating on your behind, guess what? You're gonna have to follow through.
Yep.
So
If
why,
the-
so why did you leave your first
That's when
marriage?
I get a contract to divorce your behind,
but
because you're not
no,
going to
but
sit up
wait a
here
minute.
and treat
Let,
But
me. No, you're
but wait
not
a minute,
going to
Spicy,
treat
may I ask
me.
this, may I ask
That's
this.
just
Come
like
on.
saying a
Let,
person's
let,
supposed
let,
to
let,
deal with it. We're not
let,
going to do that.
wait a minute,
We're
Spicy,
not
may
going.
I ask
We're
this.
not doing that. We're
Does it
not doing
say
that.
anywhere in the Bible about getting a divorce?
Okay, so why did you leave your first
No, I
marriage?
said Spicy. Hang on. Is there anything in the Bible said anything about getting a
When
divorce?
I said no,
No.
I said under God what He said. What did He say? Do
Mm-hmm.
not have sex outside of marriage. Did I say that it was in the Bible? That was not my words. So you're going at the wrong person.
Okay, but no, I'm just saying this. So I'm just trying to make a point.
No,
When
when He
you marriage,
says do not have sex outside of marriage.
yes. No, but
Yeah.
I'm
What is
saying
bonding your marriage?
So don't be an adulterer.
Just your lips? That's what's
okay,
bonding your
but
marriage?
see, but what I'm saying is when it says for better for worse. Now we all know we humans, we're not perfect. Now,
Hmm?
what I'm saying is this. I'm not saying that you have to be a complete fool to stay with somebody and do it, but if the person does it once or twice,
Isn't that just what
Sometimes
he's
you gotta
saying?
stick it. You gotta stick it out. It's for better or
I
for worse.
agree. Yeah.
Come on now, let's keep it
Yeah.
real now. Let's keep this real.
Okay, yeah,
And
let's
a
keep
lot
it
of people
real.
would,
So for better, for worse, what should be your consequences in cheating and breaking that vow? Have your stuff cut off.
I agree, but
No,
still,
it doesn't say that you have to stay in the marriage for better or worse. But this is the thing: if you decide that you don't want to be with your husband, you don't want to be with him no more. That means it doesn't matter if you do leave him and live apart. That it also shoot, dang it.
yeah,
I
Now,
want to say, but I hear the
despite what has
music.
been said here, let's see what Grandma got to say because you coming from the land
Come
of the
on,
wisdom.
Grandma.
We'll be back in
yeah.
two
Bring
and
grandma
two.
on in here.
Shut up, Dwight.
Y'all, tell me why my grandma just told me. She said, stay away from men that tell you that marriage is just a piece of paper. So I said, why is that, Grandma? She answered and she said, money is a piece of paper. Immediately, I already knew where she was going with this. She said, money is a piece of paper, but we get up every day and we go and grind for a piece of paper. You got people out here that literally steal pieces of paper. You got people out here that are scamming for paper, deceiving people. That's what she mean. She said you got people out here killing each other over some paper. So let me bring it on home for y'all. She then proceeded to tell me that that piece of paper holds value. Marriage is a piece of paper, but it holds value. She said that piece of paper is a symbolism of unity between two people. She said men only tell us those things because they are not equipped to be in unison. When I say my grandma humbled me so quick.
Okay. Make sure y'all tune in on the 21st because the Grown Men Talking Incorporated will be back to talk about I can't even talk. The topic on sizing up to a man's structure. Hey, y'all seen the video? Y'all already know what this is going to be about. So set your notifications. Also, our queens will be back to the screen to give you your spinoff of what the men talked about last night. If you don't know, go back and watch. It's on YouTube. You'll know what we're going to bring. So make sure that you tune in. So y'all see what Grandma said that Dwight doing, right?
Hey, grandma
Stay
got her
away from
opinion.
Dwight. Y'all stay away from Dwight because any man that say that,
Hey, that's fine.
It's just a piece of paper.
So that's all it is. It's a piece of paper.
But
That's
you
what
don't
it
need,
is.
and if you don't want a marriage license, you don't need no money. You don't
piece
need
of
nothing
paper is
else.
all it is. If you base your marriage on a piece of paper, then
No, you
I don't
shouldn't
want you
base
with it
your
because
marriage on.
you basing everything on a piece of paper.
No,
Point blank.
but no, that's not the purpose of what she's saying. If you missed that, it went
Oh
smooth
no,
over
I ain't
your
missing.
head.
I ain't missed.
Well, Grandma did agree that it's a piece of paper, so that's not the debatable topic.
but like she said, it's not. She
It's
said
more
stay
than
away from the men that say that marriage is just a piece of paper, meaning that you don't respect what that piece of paper is. That piece of paper ain't just a piece of paper. It holds value. It stands for something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the debatable topic is not that it's paper. The debatable topic is how the point of view we come at
perceive it.
the fact that it's a piece of paper. Are you coming and using it as a weapon to defend immorality? Or
To not want to be in a committed
Right.
relationship, not to have that bondage, to have an scapegoat. To me, if you say that, oh, marriage license is just a piece of paper, you just trying to you just afraid of commitment.
Yep.
That's my opinion of it. And my thing is, if you don't want to get married, then you know, me in my eyes, I'm not the woman for you.
Nope.
I'm not what you're looking for.
Nope.
You know, Spice, I had a talk with my cousin that he's married, he's still married. Him and his wife had that conversation, and they both agreed. They said that piece of paper is just a form of just a contract that don't mean nothing because they said they love, they help each other as what's real. That paper don't mean nothing to each one of them. Now I see what y'all going with it. It's just a different view and everything. Yes, do we have to have a piece of paper because That's what they said to have as a piece of paper. A man can love you without a piece of paper. He don't have to have a piece of paper to truly love you. Now, if he love you, he gonna go about doing that and signing the paper. Of course, he'll do that. But it doesn't really hold really nothing. Besides, like Mr. Britton said, when you go to court, the judge decide who get this, who get that, or whatever the case may be, or how long you've been married. It's just a record showing how long y'all been together, so you can decide who gets
So
what or
why buy
whatever.
the cow when you can get the milk for free, right?
Well,
Yeah,
I know
that's all I'm
couples that
saying.
been
Pretty
married
much.
for many years and get
Pretty
married
much.
like after 15, 20 years.
Yeah, I know son that's 12, they did that too.
They still lived the life of being married. They were still committed and doing
Mm-hmm.
all the married things. And then they brought the paperwork in at the end so that they could have some kind of help if something happened to either one of them.
No, but but wait a minute. Why we getting the paper? It don't mean nothing. It's just a piece of paper.
I never said it didn't mean nothing, darling.
Yeah.
Just like a
I like
dollar.
how she says
You can
that nose with a
you take a dollar, it's a piece of paper, right? But when you find dollars in my possession, they balled up somewhere.
Mm.
But see, my thing is, where we was going with this was the fact that, I'm glad y'all gave your opinion. We respect each other's opinion. I am going to challenge the men and the women because that's what I do. Got to bring it out of them. But my thing about it is that because my belief is my belief. Their belief is their belief. We are to respect each other's opinion because at the end of the day, I ain't sleeping with none of them and they ain't paying my bills.
That's right. Say it again, Spice.
And my
I
thing
just
is
know that I have to
when
agree
we do bring up, when we do mention about God, it's because it's not the fact that whether he said in his commandments whether we supposed to have a piece of paper or not. There's certain things that he said within his laws that you're not to do outside of marriage, even though a lot of us do it. But my thing about it is we still have to have that line of respect. If you believe in God, you have that line of respect for our Father himself and what he states. But see, what brings that in play is the fact that how do you know that a person is married? How can you prove to the offices that you are married?
To the who?
Any agency that you're married? Because my thing is, you got to pay. When we're saying people out there saying, "Oh, it's just a piece of paper," they're saying it as if it doesn't mean anything, like it doesn't hold no value.
It holds a lot of value.
I agree. It does hold value.
Like a Social Security card. You can't hardly do nothing without that Social Security card, no matter how you remember that number. A lot of them want that piece of paper. So don't say it as if it doesn't hold no value or it doesn't have no power behind it, because it does.
It does. And I say that too, because if you value other pieces of paper, why don't you value a marriage license? Yes, it is a piece of paper, but you value money more than you value your marriage. And I don't understand.
I can say honestly, and it's true. You do have a lot of people that put more effort and time and fight into money than they do their own marriage, and that's sad to say.
Yep.
I can say that
when you say a piece of paper, why can't you put that much as a piece of paper that's got a number on it? Why can't you put that much effort into a piece of paper that bonds us into commitment, saying that we married?
Yeah. But you get this answer. It's just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me say this on this. It's just a piece of paper. Actually, I was frivolous with both of them. If I'm truthful, I got to tell you, I was frivolous with my money, and I was frivolous with my woman. And what I mean by that is, it didn't make no difference what document it was. If I wasn't 100% invested, you know what I'm saying? Which it took me a long time to grow into that. And needless to say, it came with deaths, experiencing deaths of past wives or people that I was involved with, so you start seeing things from a different lens. Now, as far as that documentation, you know what I'm saying, I found that it was necessary to have, not to prove that I loved them. That's two different, that's a couple of different things. My love and commitment wasn't judged by the paper. It was judged by my actions. You know what I'm saying? And what I put into that. The paper justified my right to say, well, my wife dies, that's my wife, and
Mhm.
we're gonna do it like this. Or or she getting ready to go to court, or I'm going to court. Any tragedies, that paper justifies your reason to say, hey, this is my people. You know what I'm saying? That this is who belongs to me. You know what I'm saying? By virtue of this paper. You know what I'm saying? So when your wife or your spouse, the man, whoever goes crazy first, if they got to be committed, where that paper at? See, ain't no
Whoever
common
goes
law
crazy
wife,
first.
ain't no common law wife putting
Mhm.
me in no insane asylum. You know what I'm saying? But if I
Mhm.
got that paper saying that we married, that's what that establishes. And yeah, true enough, it says commitment. It says commitment. And so does Georgia Power. They bills say commitment. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The card note paper say commitment. So
Mhm.
once again, we go back to the fact that this is a contract. And it goes back to how you honor your contract. Because at the end of the day, the paper becomes irrelevant to a degree between you and her because your
Mhm.
bond is so tight. You know what I'm saying? And if you loving her right and she loving you right, it ain't gonna be no question about
Ooh,
who
wait.
you are to each other. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? The question lies in, I got this document. My wife just died, so let me go to the funeral home, hook this up, or he's sick, or this or that. That's what that document say. You know what I mean? It tells that judge, like, back up. This is my
Yep.
action. But my
Well,
heart,
it
my
don't just
heart
tell the judge to
defines.
back up. It also tells the family to back up because when it comes down
That's
to
right.
somebody
That's
passing,
right.
there's certain
That's
rights they
right.
have.
And that's what I
I'm the
meant.
one been here for him. I'm the one that does
That's
for him.
right.
I'm the one
That's
that went
right.
through everything. So I have the rights, and that's why I say provide that piece of paper. That's an official government document to prove who I am
Yeah.
and where I stand in that person's life when it comes down to
Yeah.
take care of business.
Because without
Yeah.
that paper, I can come in my sister's house and take everything and say, "Oh, y'all wasn't married. I'm going in there. I'm taking everything
Oh,
out
it
of
happens.
here."
That's where the
And
judge
all that,
come in.
huh?
That happened
That's
with
where
the
the
paper.
judge comes in. Because
Yeah,
it
That
it
happens.
happened
happened
with
with
the
the
paper.
People
paper.
I
do
agree
do
with
that.
you.
And
Some,
people
You
do,
know,
they
hey,
suspect the marriage. And
yeah,
you have to get a judge to make them respect it.
yep.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like Mr.
And
and
see,
if
Carter
that's
y'all
where it
say,
come
remember,
in play to
And that's
where
where that
even
paper
as
comes into
heirs,
play.
right,
you got to prove who is his heirs. Just like when my
right,
son passed away, if he had a child, I couldn't say anything because he has heirs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in
Mhm.
order to prove that you're an heir, you got to have what, that piece of paper that says birth certificate with their name on it.
Yep.
that's right.
Okay, to
So,
prove that.
so if y'all remember correctly, a few months back, I had a series of deaths. My mother, my grandson, and then my wife,
Right.
Mhm.
who was my ex-wife. But they didn't even think about the ex part. You know what I'm saying? It's like, people start contacting me with what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And you spot on, Spicy. When it comes down to these deaths, and when stuff jump off, if it's a death, you know what I'm saying? You need that marriage license to say that this is why I'm ignoring the son that wasn't mine, or whoever, or the sister, or the brother, or whoever want to step in, because they have no. I don't care if it's their daddy. And my wife, before she died, she had to get me hip to that, right? She was like, look here, man, this paper say I come before your mama.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Now, that might be hard to swallow because it was for me. You know what I'm saying? And being an ex-hustler,
Mm-hmm.
first thing I said was, shit. You know what I'm saying? No, it don't. But
It's
my
a print.
mama sat me
That's
down because
exactly
I
doesn't
told my
mean
mama, I was like, mama, she
forsake
said this.
all others.
My mama say she right.
Mhm.
Yep. Forsake all
She say she
others.
right. She say, dig, man. She say, it's God, her, and then me.
Mm-hmm.
And your mama's she right.
Because as it stated in his word that when you get married, become one. You forsake your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister. You
Everybody.
cleave to your wife, just like she's supposed to cleave to her
Mhm.
husband. You don't. Everybody else. Not saying that they're not a non-factor, but in my book, they're a non-factor. You're secondary.
Yep.
This is first.
It's a new
It's what
family.
he said. If he say
A
no,
lot, a
it's
lot of people,
no.
a lot of people don't. Now, I agree with that. A lot of people don't agree with that because they pit they mama, they sister, they
Yep.
whoever. They pick those people first, and that's another reason why you got a lot of people with this paper thing. That you have a lot of people don't even want to do the paper thing because a lot of people don't honor that, and because they pick their mama or family member for the person they jumped the broom with in the first place.
Yeah,
That's what you gotta look at. You know, before you say, "Oh, a license, why should I have to get it? It's just a piece of paper. We don't have to prove. We don't need nothing to prove to say that we together and that I love you. True enough, you ain't got to prove your love on a piece of paper. Your actions and how you bring out the glow in me proves how much you love me.
That's right.
But when it come down to reality, you got to look at also. This is also why people say, "Well, I ain't got no ring on my finger.
I ain't married to you."
And they got every right, and they do. They have a right to say that. If you ain't the ring and everything is just nothing but a symbol.
It's all a symbol. You don't need them. Well, you don't need the ring,
but it signifies what? It signifies what?
It can signify whatever you wanted to believe. Because
I don't have to have. I'll be honest with you. I don't have to have no ring. I just want the paper.
Look.
No, you gonna put a ring on it.
Thank you, Nora.
If you know me, if you know me, the white and spicy know me. That stuff don't matter to me.
Look,
it doesn't.
The ring. I mean, the paper. We gotta go by the law of the contract. With now the ring thing. You know, I don't know how that comes to play because I ain't never saw that in the Bible.
It's not
to get married.
So you keep saying in the Bible, we're saying what signifies this commitment when it comes down to marriage.
Okay,
just like a woman, if I see no ring, if I don't see a ring on your finger, I'm gonna assume already that you're single.
Yeah, because that's how I pick who I talk to. If the man don't have a ring on, I'm talking to him. His fault for not having on a damn ring.
Well, okay, but the thing is, if you did go by the Bible, no, it's not about the Bible for some people, but the Bible clearly doesn't acknowledge rings at all. Not at all.
No.
He doesn't
what does it acknowledge?
He does not. He acknowledged the union. That's it. Not a ring.
What's the union?
The union is between the man and the woman.
And how do you prove the union?
You say
when you go into it. When you go into it,
how do you have proof that the union existed? How do you prove that the union existed?
You open your mouth and you say, "I'm married."
I'm married.
I'm a married person.
That's why also on that paper is 2 witnesses.
Yeah, but you know what? We are talking about paper, but I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. I can't even say it now. But I'm gonna be the devil behind this. But let me tell you something, because we was all talking about at first the piece of paper, got people in Africa and all other places and stuff. That
I ain't from Africa. I ain't gotta do nothing they do.
Yeah, but talking about the ancestors, Dwight said that one.
I said ancestors.
That's your ancestors making an excuse why he don't want to have a piece of paper to make that bondage to where a woman can say it's 50-50.
I'm about to blow that out the water just in a few seconds. Let me go ahead and feed this to you real quick.
Go ahead, and we're gonna go to break afterwards.
All right. So in Africa, as we talk about the ancestors back in the day in Africa, they did use a form of currency for their bride. It's called the bride price. It's called the bride price. They may give some goats, some wine, some chickens or whatever for the bride, wherever it might be, some little bit of paper cash too, up to today. But back then they used animals, foods, and all kind of things to get the bride. So yeah, there was some type of contract then too.
Yeah, and the flip side to that, real quick, is that they didn't know that it wasn't always the man that had to pay a dower. You know, in certain countries, Saudi Arabia, which was originally Africa before George Africanus came in and cut it up, they said that the dower came from the daughters, people.
The father had to pay the dowry.
So, you know, we got to get this thing proper. You know what I'm saying? The paper is just about the contract. Go. Back in 2 and 2.
Yeah, back in 2 and 2. Prop my leg.
fuck would I let you make a joke out of being married to me or committing to me?
But some
It
people
would never
say it's
happen.
just a piece of paper. How do you feel about it?
Money's a piece of paper. What can you do without money? Nothing. What would life be without money? Nothing. You would be broke as shit. A warrant is a piece of paper. And when they push that warrant through, they'll come lock you the fuck up with that piece of paper. A deed to a house is a piece of paper. And if you don't have that deed to that house with that piece of paper, you don't own that deed. You don't own that fucking property. A doctorate degree, a bachelor's degree, an associate's degree, a master's degree. These are all printed out on pieces of paper, but these are powerful pieces of paper. But people try to say it's a piece of paper to try to downplay the completeness and the significance of the union that it is to be married.
Okay. Make sure y'all tune in. I want to thank everybody over there, both pages at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram for tuning in and also sharing the live. Make sure y'all tune in on the 21st of March because we're coming back with the Grown Men Talking Incorporated, where they will be talking about sizing up to a man's structure. And yes, that is a woman in the left hand side against the man. So make sure you tune in, set that notification. Also, on the 22nd, the Queens will be back to your screen to play this game.
Yeah.
You saw last night's episode with the men. Hey, now you finna hear the Queen's side. Make sure you tune in. Also, as you see, we got the Powerful Poet going on for 2025. We do this every year. I've been out scouting and also talking and discussing, getting people over for the video. These are the two trophies. We have the Powerful Poet for the adults right here, and we have the Junior Powerful Poet. This is for the children's category. So these here are all glass. They got weight to them. They're real trophies. So make sure you tune in. We also have other categories that will also be getting prizes as well. So it's not just the Powerful Poet. There's a total of 4 categories for the adult and 2 categories for the children. Just keep in mind, the Powerful Poet got to bring within a video and a vibe, allowing the judges to be able to visualize their words and also feel their emotions. So if they can feel that from your video, hey, you're the next one. So make sure you get those videos over to me or either Dwight. So back over to here.
Spicer, you making me nervous with that trophy.
Why?
It's heavy.
It's too close to the edge.
No, it's not close to the edge. The head is beautiful.
Oh, I'm having nightmares. That's a beautiful trophy, Spicer. I'm having
Look at
nightmares.
that thing. Look at that.
It
does
is
have
beautiful.
a Spoken
It's a
Heart
beautiful
Discussion Hour logo right here.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's got a lot of weight to it.
It's
Where
beautiful.
it wouldn't even, it's so heavy it won't even spin around on the thing. So we had to just
Okay.
put the light through it. So
All right.
It's
I'm
beautiful.
excited who's gonna come the next one. We have more videos coming in. So the judges are just patiently waiting. Please do not wait to the last minute. Give these judges ample enough time to make decisions in looking at everybody's video. You shoot at the last minute, that's just like a rush job. So
Yes, please. Get him in there quick.
but didn't Mr. Brent say he was going to enter this year?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said
he
he was.
I remember him saying that, didn't
Yeah, he did. And I'm sitting here now thinking about it. I got something for you.
he? Bring it, bruh. Bring it.
I'm serious. I'm
Well,
serious.
Yes. And I'm going to also
But
say,
I'm kind of controversial, but I'm gonna bring it.
bring it.
come on
Because
now,
I've been
Mr.
all on TikTok, checking out poets on there, inboxing them. I've been conversating with them. When I say I've been busy, I've been busy. And, you know, Instagram, all of them, it's like, it's exhausting. It is. But, hey, it's worth it at the end. So
Wow.
we have one of our lovely people coming on. We will be doing a review of everybody's videos once the judges has made their decision to where the world will get to see everybody's video that got submitted in. We have men, women, and children. And when I say the ones that's been submitted already, they are fire.
Yes, they are. Oh, yes,
They are fire. I mean, ooh, sweet.
Too
Sweet.
hot.
Yes, because I think actually we're waiting on one, two. I think we're waiting on four of them, and one of them is a child. So I can't wait.
That little girl I saw was on point.
Oh
I
man,
like her.
it's so sweet.
I like
So
her.
sweet. And don't believe it or not, her mother's also a poet, a beautiful poet, and she got books out. So
Uh-oh.
I
That's
yeah, I
okay.
can't wait to see how this gonna be. But you know, our last year's Powerful Poet is coming back too. So we just waiting on her. We waiting on her. She said she coming.
Okay. Come on with the come on.
Step
So
your game up.
in your opinion, if somebody, you know, because as we see, and everybody got the concept, it's not, you know, yes, it's just like everybody say a piece of paper is in every value of everything that we got to use in life. But if somebody tell you, look, we don't need to get married, it's just a piece of paper. What is your feeling on that? I mean, as in life, whether it's, you know, because even piece of paper, you look at life insurance, you need that policy in order to cash in, right? So what is your opinion if you in a position to where you want to be married and somebody tell you, I don't want to get married because it's just a piece of paper? We're gonna go to Dwight first.
Oh, you don't want to go to me first. Okay, Spicy, since you want to go to me first, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. Since you want to come to me
Dwight,
first,
what do
as
you
always. Now, I'm gonna put it like this. Some people without the piece of paper, for some reason, sometimes they still get along with the people that do got the piece of paper. Now, I will say this. I will say, thank you, Mr. Brennan. I will say this. It's very simple to fix that. Even without you being married and having that piece of paper, it's called a will. That's right. If I'm with a woman, we not married, guess what Dwight do? He'll get a will. I leave this with this with her. That means whenever going along with me when I'm leaving, it get notarized and she's straight. And that's without a marriage license. See, there's always loopholes to get around stuff like that.
Okay, so you know, since Dwight, before we go to anybody else, what is your fear in having that piece of paper, mister?
Oh no, well, I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of men.
Because you really reframing. You really against this piece of paper that
I'm not
has
against it, Spicy. Trust me, I'm not against it. Remember, you talk to a man that's so-called been married 3 times. So
is it the trauma? Is it because of traumatization?
Well, no,
It's like you against the marriage
license. When I got married to my first wife, you know, and if she's out there listening, hey, Mary Soprano or wherever you are right now, when we got married without the paper, okay, we had a paper. She wanted me to go to Mexico to get the paper, and I'm like, girl, yo, we right here. Why we gotta go to Mexico to get a piece of paper? And then we just, you know, we here in San Antonio, we just go to the court. You know, now the reason why she didn't want to go because she was still married.
Then you were never married. You were never married.
But listen, hold up. That's when the pawpaw came knocking at the door. This is where I come with, you know, the ring and stuff don't mean nothing, because this woman was still married. When the police came knocking at my door, okay, and see, nobody would know about it. Somebody in her family turned her in. Probably was her husband, because he was still married too, because he went to Mexico and he married a girl in Mexico. See, yeah, so he got mad because she was with a Hershey bar and he went and ratted on her. And the police, yeah,
not a Hershey bar.
yeah, they called me a Hershey bar. See, and he was mad. Oh, you married that Hershey bar. And so he went and ratted her out, and the popos came knocking on my door. When I'm sitting in my chair watching the Dallas Cowboys, I forgot who they were playing, and they came there and they said they told me to stir. And I looked at her like, "Damn, girl, you still married?" Yeah. Well, why you didn't say something? I mean, you should have told so. I mean, now it makes sense why you wanted to go to, you know, Mexico and get the piece of paper and not here. You see what I'm saying?
So the marriage license the marriage license in Mexico, it doesn't carry as much weight here, or is not recognized here in the United States, or what?
I guess not, because he got remarried and he married a girl up there in Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
So they don't keep up with it like they do here.
There you go. They don't keep up with it like they do down here. But
the thing is, Dwight, you were never married to that woman if she's already married.
I was married to her by the word of God on a piece of paper. It was not. Well, otherwise,
not even God honored that.
She was still married, so there's no way I mean, because you have to go to, you know, divorce court to get divorced, and you got to.
So it was more or less it was voided.
Yeah. So, other words, it was just like you said, Spicy. But
what do you call it?
That happened to me twice. You see what I'm saying?
What?
So, yeah, that happened twice.
So is that why that you're against having a marriage license?
I'm not Spicy. I'm not against. wherever people decide to do in their marriage, getting a piece of paper, signing, doing what they do, hey, you do what you do. I'm just saying for myself, if I came across a woman that don't really believe in that, don't have to work, they say we together about the piece of paper, and she gonna leave me something, I'm gonna leave her something. Like I said, there's loopholes. You can. That's what a will is for. You sign a will, and that cuts out everything in the thing. I was brought up in church. That's what you do. You get married, you sign the paper. But to me, a paper, it's like y'all said, you have to have records and stuff. But that's not what holds a marriage together. A lot of people believe getting a piece of paper because you hear a lot of people saying, "Well, I can't wait to get married."
No, we're not that illiterate. We know that no piece of paper,
well, a lot of people are,
even with value will make the marriage. What makes the marriage is that man and that woman.
Believe that though, Spicy. You really truly have people believe that piece of paper is going to keep their marriage. No, it's not.
No,
That's just like them thinking that a baby gonna keep the man.
Yeah,
that's not true either.
That's not gonna. Well, that's just common sense. A paper is not gonna keep you together. It's not no lie. It's not no.
You'd be surprised how many people actually believe that. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
So Nura, say
Yes.
you've been with this person for 12 years. You ready to get married, but they tell you they don't want to be married.
Let me
What
tell
is
you
your
something.
feeling?
Let me tell you something about Nura. Ain't nobody finna be in a pastor with me for no 12 years and not marry me. I'm 55 years old. Your max is 2 years. If you don't know in 2 years if you want to marry me, we are over.
Woo! Well, shoot, y'all say about a year. Not no 2. Give it a year.
Period. Because a man will know sooner than that whether she's someone he wants to marry.
Yeah.
He don't need 3, 4, 5, 15, and 20 years to know that.
I agree
Exactly.
with you.
I agree with that. And Denise, what is your feeling on that? If I know what you didn't say it, but if you ever end up meeting that person, because you never know what God put before you or what could happen.
True.
So you end up being in love with him, and you want to go further and consummate this relationship, but he says, "I don't want to be married. It's just a piece of paper. I'm fine with what we got."
Bye. I'm out of here. I'm not wasting my time. What the hell? Who the hell you think you are? I'm not gonna be with you. I'm not no trick.
I think that's something though that you.
No, you should. You need to marry me to make me honest. I don't want to be walking around shacking up with nobody for no years, and then God's looking at me like I done lost my rabbit mind. What's wrong with you? You damn right. You need to marry this man, or you're going to hell.
But there's an interview process, and in the beginning, you will know all these things about the other person. You have a list of deal breakers, do you not?
But that's my first deal breaker right there. When you sit up there and fix your lips and tell me that you ain't planning on marrying me ever because you are comfortable shacking up with me. No.
Don't let him get comfortable, sis.
No. Ain't no way. You cannot just be coming around, messing up my sheets, dirtying up my house, eating my food, and then you talk about you ain't gonna want to marry me. Man, you better get yourself out of here. Get out of my house.
Don't let him in the house.
No, they're gonna be there one way or another.
Now, Mr. Britt,
you're not coming in my house.
We know how smooth you are and how affectionate you are and passionate when it comes down to relationships. Now, say that you met this one woman and she's everything that make you happy, and you like, you know what? I don't want to go another day without her carrying without my name. And she tells you, I don't want to get married. She's saying it's just a piece of paper. She liked the way things are.
Wow, Spicy.
That was deep.
Come on, Mr. Britt.
You asking a Mr. B that's 68 years old.
So what's up, Daddy Carter? What's up?
I'm in my last dance. I'm in my last dance, right? Now the younger me would have been like, yeah, well, all right, whatever you want to do, however you want to get out. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I started hearing what my mother told me. And she used to always tell me, she was giving me a bath one day and she said, boy, don't you never have a woman that ain't gonna be willing to do for you what I'm willing to do for you.
Woo!
You know, so
That's
I
good.
looked at that and I said to myself, "Dang, now at 68 years old, I want a woman that, you know," and Nora talked about the interview process. I want a
Mhm.
woman that's on the same page I'm on. So
That's
you
right.
ain't even gonna be able to flip the script on me like that, because I'm letting you know now, and I'm letting everybody out there know right now. At 68 years old, I can date myself. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just get up when times are good for you and bad for me and say I holler. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Either you all the way down, or you know, or we go head on and you know we go ahead on, wrinkle the sheets a little bit, and I holler at you next week or next month whenever your
Well,
time comes in rotation again.
well,
But
well.
other than that, yeah, I would have to tell her, you know, based on the interview, that I ain't with it. You know, let's just do our thing, and then I get back with you
Well,
later. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because this thing ain't just one sided neither. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Right.
The thing
Yes.
of it is, men get a bad rap for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
glad you put it the way you did,
Yeah,
Spicy.
that was nice.
But it's just not with men. And it has to be. We have to go into these relationships saying what it is that you really looking for. My daughter, man, I got a daughter. I call her Little Pete because she tell me about myself. She be like, "Well, Daddy, did you were you honest? Did you tell her what you was looking for?" Well, that's why she mad, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you done set up and played house, and you done made her think that you getting ready to pop that question, and
That
you ain't
part.
doing nothing but getting you some. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Well,
Now all of that comes into play. So for
Yeah.
Doing
me,
things that married people do.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
Wrong
For
message.
me, you know, at 68, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't playing, come on in. You know what I'm
well,
saying? That's all I can
well,
tell
well,
you.
well.
Because I'm tired of waking up alone. You know what I'm saying? And we know the length of time that they say that black men will be here on earth. Yeah,
Okay,
here, I
well,
want
you
to be
say
there.
you stressing that okay, you 68 years old. So
Mhm.
if you're dating someone, how much time are you giving it to where you say, you know what, I'm not getting no younger. I'm getting older. I'm 68. How long are you gonna wait before you decide, okay, it's time to do this? I want to get married.
The interview. The interview.
But how long should an
I
interview
ain't got
last?
Look, I
Tell
don't
again,
have
Mr.
time
Biggie.
on my clock. I don't have time to be sitting there saying, "Well, I'm gonna wait 6, 7 months to see how it lay." I already know how it's gonna lay. I'm 68. I done got enough experience, life experience, to tell me when I hear that song, I know what dance to do. You know
Well,
Yes.
what I'm saying?
say it
I ain't
again.
playing with them. It's like, okay, you ain't going the same. Okay, we're not going in the same direction. Let's just go ahead and have some fun and frolics tonight, and I get back with you. You cool?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had checkups and stuff, ain't you? Okay, well, cool. Let's go on and get down, and I get back with you.
See that?
That part.
Then Mr.
But
Biggie
then,
said it all right there in the bowl, right
yeah,
there.
and then as I'm going, I do have my antenna out, and I am waving that flag like I need a real anchor in my life. I need a
Well,
That's a
real
grown
wife in
man
my
right
life.
there, y'all. Tell him
You
how
know what I'm
tall you
saying?
are, what your zodiac
Yes.
sign
You
is, and
know,
how much money
well.
you make.
And on that
that's what
note,
it is
we're
with
going
me.
to our break. We'll be back in 2 and 2. This is our
Wait a
last
minute,
break.
Spicy. We
Hey,
gotta
if
ask you
y'all
that
want to
same
call in,
question.
the number is scrolling at the bottom. Make sure you call in. Give us your experience.
I ain't letting
Give
you
us
get
your
off this.
opinion.
Call Mr. B.
512-668-2814.
Grown
If
men,
your wife
call
material,
men.
call Mr. B.
Yeah, call Mr. B right now.
Marriage is just a piece of paper and you believe it. Well, I'm here to tell you that marriage is not just a piece of paper, so stop fooling yourself like that. Marriage is to be held high honor. Marriage is a blessing that has been given to us from the Most High. Therefore, stop trying to justify why your dude won't marry you and accept the fact that God said when a man finds himself a wife, he finds a good thing. Therefore, if your guy is having difficulties marrying you, that's because your guy don't feel he has found a good thing in you, but more so a convenient thing. So when your guys say marriage is just a piece of paper, so is money, but he gets up and go to work every day for that paper dollar. You know why? Because he values that paper dollar, which means he doesn't value you, sis. God is not going to rewrite the Bible for this new misguided generation. Stop trying to change scripture when scripture was written to change you. I don't care what generation we are in, old rules still applies when it comes to healthy love, healthy dating, healthy relationships. Any comments you have regarding this post, no need to message me. Go take it up with the Lord.
Take it out with the Lord, Dwight.
Take it out.
Hey. Now, Spicy, I don't want to hear people saying take it up with the Lord. See, it's easy for people to say stuff like that. Look, you can't go half stepping with bringing in the law. But for Spicy, before we even continue, now you ask all of us that question. We want to know this about yourself. Yeah, come on now. Yeah,
Let's hear it.
We need to know what.
Yeah, I almost called him the N-word. Lord forgive me. And I am
Come on,
live.
now, Spicy. Come
Lord
on.
have mercy. My belief is, I believe in upholding that piece of paper. Because to me, that piece of paper holds deep value. Do I want to be married again? Yes, I do. To the right person.
Right.
But when it comes down to you thinking that you're going to continue to shack with me, first of all, just like I just told my friend the other day, ain't no man staying with me in the first place until we had that piece of paper. Because if I got to stay here and pay all these bills, I'm going to pay them by myself. And I'm going to be by myself.
Period.
My thing is, if you're going to marry me, that's when we move in. As soon as you say I do. But I'm not going to sit up here and continue on with the relationship and not go nowhere. We got to have some type of bond. Because at the end of the day, if anything happened to you or to me, you got these outsiders going to come in and take care over everything. And I already know how my family is.
Get a wheel, Spicy. Get a wheel.
The will don't mean that much to me. Because my thing is just like, wait a minute, hold up. It's just like my daughter's the heir. The only left heir of my ex-husband. But he thinks because he got some other man's baby in the will that she's not going to get nothing. That's what the judges are there.
Well, now, Spicy, now, how long is it going to take for you to jump that broom dating somebody?
It ain't going to be no time soon because I still got a lot to do. And to me, I told you, a relationship right now is just a barricade. I'm trying to finish my book. When I get ready to move, I'm expanding my business. I'm getting more debt. I don't have time because see, some relationships you got to give so much attention to. And I just don't have it right now.
You don't have it, Spicy?
No, because I've been always for everybody else all these years. And now it's time for me to love into me and do what I always want to do. Once I get there, then I'll think about that relationship. As of right now,
Spicy, you see how Mr. Britton looking right now, right?
I love you, Mr. Britton.
I already know. We know what it is.
Yeah, because see, I'm gonna tell you what woke me up. When my ex-fiance disappeared on me, like Casper the Ghost, into some other woman's arm, but want to come back a year later. Yeah, he knew what he had. Now he lost it. But what woke me up was the mere fact that why would I sit there and put myself in a position to where I'm always pointing myself to somebody? Because when I kept saying, what did I do wrong? Why would he do this to me? My best homeboy told me, he said, Spicy, you did do something wrong. You poured too much of yourself into him. So now, instead of worrying about if somebody gonna pour something to me, I'm gonna pour into myself.
So Spicy, he never came and told you the reason why?
He said he didn't really realize what he had, but now he does.
Oh, that's a cop out.
He had
the reason why that. He said you didn't do nothing wrong. Tell me something I didn't know.
Okay.
He said it wasn't your fault. Okay, again, tell me something I didn't know. Because see, my fault in that relationship as well. I was doing wifely duties when I should have been giving girlfriend and fiance duties.
Okay, there you go. So that's what it was. He just didn't want to get married. He just didn't want to get married.
And he was just being greedy.
Yeah, he wanted to come back and get married. But my thing is, no, bro, he asked where the ring was at. I snapped. I threw it down the expressway.
You should have taken it to a pawn shop. Could have got some money.
What exit was it?
Girl, That ring is gone by now. God dang it! Somebody got that ring and picked it up.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
ring been gone because my thing is it was a great shock for me, an experience for me to go through. And
Mhm.
I mean, the $2,000 wedding dress is still in my closet to this day. And this happened in 2019, 8 months
Well,
before the wedding.
yeah, I remember that.
Spicy.
Hmm.
First lady has something to say to you.
Who?
She said she has something to say for you right there on the
I don't
screen.
want Auntie dealing with no headaches from a man. I
Amen.
don't either, and I got sons.
Oh, boy. Well, damn. Hey, women
That's a
get headaches
different
to men
show,
too.
Spicy. That's
Yeah.
But no, I don't need that. My thing is, like some people say, well, why are you still single? Because I'm not putting up with no mess. Right now, I'm loving me. It's about me right now.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. Do people still getting married? Yes. Is it gonna be harder to get married while you're older? Yes.
But
So,
see, my thing is, a lot of people not getting married because they want to rewrite a relationship.
well, it's
I
not
don't
even
want
that
to get
spicy.
married because
Yeah.
I just don't want to deal with it.
They want
It's not even.
they don't want to go by the relationship statutes that's been in play. They want to rewrite it to benefit just them.
Well, that's a
Meaning
few
that,
people. That's not
you know,
everybody.
I said some
Well,
people. I did say some people.
Yeah, just a few. I mean, there's still men that would take. Like all I'm saying is that clock is ticking. Mr. Britton said this. So that clock is ticking.
Are you trying to throw some darks or something? Because
Oh no, I'm not
that's,
putting no
you
doubts in
keep talking about
nobody.
somebody clock ticking. My clock is stopped right now. We're not talking about my clock.
Not no clock.
Let's talk about
I'm
your clock.
saying, I'm saying that the whole panel up here, the clock is ticking. Now I don't have no
Let
problem.
that clock tick
My clock
away.
gonna
Tick,
keep
tick,
ticking
Yes.
until God
tick,
take
tick.
my breath. My clock gonna still
I
go.
will move the handle even faster for the clock to keep on moving. Who cares? I'm like, who cares?
This don't apply to you, girl. Be quiet.
look,
Uh,
I'm gonna tell you now, I ain't even gonna fake the funk with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, stages of your life, you want
right.
different things,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
period. Flat
Yeah,
out.
you're right.
Your values change, you start seeing things differently. So where
Yeah.
I'm at, I have to have somebody that's
We need to mute him.
number one, I got to have me a woman that's like me. And
Yeah.
meaning
Oh, that's important.
I'm artsy. I'm
Mhm.
artistic. I'm artsy. I do a whole bunch of this and that. She got to know that I do movies and that every photo with a woman don't mean I know her. It's called a photo
Say
op.
it again,
You
Mr.
know what I'm
Britton.
saying?
Say
But
it
see, that
again.
Now,
comes along with having securities in what you got in that
Yeah.
person. And
yeah.
also,
Now,
my thing is, if you got securities in that person, you got to also, as a woman, and use that word lightly because some of these women, they think they women, they're not women, they're just a
Nope.
female. But my thing about it is that when you get older, you get tired of the drama. You get tired of all the mess. You get tired of chasing because I ain't chasing no man, okay? If I get any feeling about anything, I'm just gone. That's just the bottom point.
so
But
yeah.
if she knows what you put on the table, look, I'm a director, I'm an author, I'm doing this. She should be able
But
to
they
be
know they're going
understanding.
in those fights. I just had a woman. Basically, who I dealt with, and then we we split apart, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden we found ourselves communicating again, and it wasn't nothing but a couple of hours. It's like like she's making arrangements, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
hey,
What kind
Uh-huh.
of
man,
arrangements?
Uh-huh.
she was talking about marriage, right? And I'm like, you're not the one. So now I got to be Mr. B and tell her you just ain't it.
Oh,
So
You ain't
why?
her.
So what
You ain't
attracted
her.
you to her? What attracted you to
No,
her in the first
no,
place?
no. What it was is that she's an evangelist. Let me put it that way.
oh,
Mhm.
And so
Uh-oh.
it's like she gonna bring all of that over and try to squeeze me. But I was
Uh-oh.
trying to be mature and say, which I am, and say, hey, at this juncture of my life, although this is something I want, I can't do that at this point. I'm not ready for that at this point. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Right.
here today, what I'm saying is not her, but if there's any more applicants, I'm taking applications
You say
because
applicants?
oh
I'm,
boy.
I'm
Now,
accepting. I'm holding interviews because I don't want to wake up and not, don't nobody want to be alone. I want somebody I can enjoy the balance of
feel
it
Miss
with. I
Brittany.
want to laugh with
But
them.
see,
I want to build some stuff with them. I
Yeah.
but
want to do
along with
all of
that, you
that.
gotta have your peace because I'm just at the point. I'm not gonna sit up here and argue with you. I'll get quiet real
That's
quick. Go in
right.
my room. I'll
That's
close it.
right.
I want peace. I don't want to hear all this nagging. I don't want to hear this arguing. If we
I
can't
don't
sit
want to
down
hear
and
that.
talk,
Mm.
if we can't sit
Nah,
down
I
and talk,
get back
then
with you on that.
I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I just don't.
I agree with you 100%.
I
Yeah,
want to say,
I'm not
Mr.
doing
Brittany,
that. I'm
Mr.
not
Brittany,
putting up with
All
that
that.
nagging.
That's for
Yeah,
anybody. I might say a few words, but at the end, cut.
Mm-hmm.
You got that.
I understand what Mr. Brittany is talking about because I'm not gonna lie. I had let me say, I ain't gonna mention the people's name. 3 people. I thought the man probably asked it. And let's make this perfectly clear. I ain't dated none of these women. I ain't been with none of these women, but I had 3 women ask me. 2 of them saw me on this show saying, "Are you looking for a wife?"
There's nothing wrong with that. Did
Oh no,
they
I ain't
say
saying
you
nothing wrong with
married
that.
me?
But
Or did they say, are you looking for a
look,
They want to put in an application.
That's nothing wrong with that,
But they
Dwight.
better watch this show before they put the application in with the wife.
I
Not
feel
just
like
kidding.
this. Yeah, no, I
Hey,
feel
but let
like
me get.
this. I told them, I said, yeah, I said, when I find that one, I'm gonna jump the broom with them. But it's just to show you that, well, you know, they asked me, do you have any problem with a woman asking the man? I'm like, well, yeah, because it should be the man asking. It should be the man asking you. You shouldn't be coming asking me that. I should be asking. You know, first I don't even know y'all. I don't even know y'all.
But how else will they let you know that they're interested?
By dating, by calling on the phone, text
one way
messaging.
of
Why they
knowing-
just
I wanna
gonna
hear what
jump
he
to
has to
marriage?
say.
They
Hold
just
on.
jumping into marriage
They
before they can't even get
straight
ready
to
to
marriage.
marriage.
They went right into marriage. They didn't say, "Hey, are you single? You want to?" But first they actually single,
Okay.
but
I misunderstood.
they want to jump straight into marriage. I'm like, damn, I don't even know your favorite color. I
You're
don't
gonna have
even,
one of those behind the hedges women. That's what you're
you
gonna
know what I'm
have.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're crazy. I don't know if you Looney Tune. I don't know whatever. But I mean,
Wait a minute. What's wrong with crazy?
let me tell you something, Nora. When you have women hide behind cars and hide behind bushes and stuff, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need none of it.
That's out there.
Yeah, that part.
I
That
ain't
He
trying
didn't
to
have
go.
his
What you doing to these
experiences.
women, Dwight?
What?
What you doing to these women?
It's that massage, you know, like that vibration.
Yeah,
Massage.
We know what kind of massage that is.
Yeah, it's massage. No, it's real. It's a massage. You know, you should take those massages, you know, and have a technique massaging people. But I ain't done massages in a long time. That's when I was going to school. I don't know what it is. They 2 of them looked at the show. They said, I'm fans of you on the show. And I'm like, who the hell? Well, I watched the show
But
secretly.
see, back in the day, the women were attracted because him and his twin can dance. They could tear the floor up. So it's like the way they move on the floor, a lot of women were just wooed by that, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't see you though, Dwight. I don't even know what you look like right now.
All I see is head and ears. That's all I see, his head and his ears.
You know what? Hey, Daz told me something like last night. I said, you know what? I got a light coming in for Amazon. That way, when I turn that light on, just like I was in my old apartment, people can see more of me. Like at my old apartment, I had better lighting. The light was so perfect, you could see me clearer. This now over here, the light's a little bit different. So I got
I thought you had the studio lights. What happened to your studio lights?
I already ordered a light. It's gonna be here. Same way you see Mr. Britton. That's the way you're gonna see me sometime next.
We can't wait, Dwight. We can't wait.
I can wait.
No, you already know what I look like. You see my picture on Facebook, and now you talking about. You see me in person. You know what I look like.
I already know what he looks like.
You already know what I look like.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I don't want everybody to see me. Some people on here, I don't even want to know I'm on the show, but they still found me anyway. Spice know what I'm talking about. She been getting something.
For some reason, they come to me, they come follow me first, and then that's how they find them. Like, stop following me. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. They follow me, then they see him.
I'll be trying to hide. That's why I be in
You need to get that paperwork in.
Hey, that's another paper. Protective order.
Yeah, it's very important paper.
I ain't got no problem getting. I did that too. I did get a paper protection for myself. So especially say if I can't have you, then nobody gonna have you. I said you gonna kill me. Oh shoot, I need to get me a restraining order. Yeah, Mr. Brittany, I had to go get a restraining order on this woman. Yeah, I had to go get a restraining order on her. Yeah, she said if she couldn't have me, nobody can have me. As my sister, they was there when she said it. Yeah, that girl was crazy.
So you're gonna be single for a while.
Tank. He just got
Oh,
so
girl,
much.
that was many moons ago. I don't have no problems no more. That was back in many moons. I don't have no
Don't
You
let
had
him
somebody call you
lie
a
to y'all. He still got those problems.
No, I don't.
He got people calling him across the parking lot. Shut up.
Yes.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't remember none of that.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna tell you, we're not gonna have a show next week. The Unspoken Heart and the grown women and the grown men will be having a family meeting on Saturday. We will be back on the 21st. So make sure y'all set your notifications for the 21st of March, because they will be coming back. And like y'all know already, when they come back, they're coming back with that fire. You better make sure that you tuning in, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be this right here. Can move the comment? We can't see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't move that out of there.
Size it up to a mass structure. It's not March 14th. We had to cancel that show, so it will be March 21st. The Grown Men Talking Incorporated will be coming back. And like I said, as you see, that is a female that was born. She was born a female coming up against the man. So if you're curious what they're gonna get into on that, hey, you got to tune in. And also make sure that you tune in on March 22nd. You watched last night's show with the men. We finna come back. We doing a twist. Come on, baby. They challenge us now. We're gonna do this. Our queens got this.
Yes,
so make sure y'all call in with your opinions and y'all comments. So we will be back. And before we go, we're gonna go ahead and let Nura give us our nutrition of the night.
Well, when you find your person, make sure you're on the same page. You know, that paperwork. So
love it.
So if you decide to get married, you won't have those roadblocks that we discussed tonight. It's important that you find your person and you guys are on the same page.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.